Wondering what agents do to get ready for an open house? Well, stay tuned because in this video, I'm going to show you what I do to get ready for an open house. My name's CJ. I'm a real estate agent in San Antonio. And if you are new to my channel, I want to encourage you to click the subscribe button, click the like button, go hit the little bell icon so you can get notifications when I release videos that's going to help you in your real estate journey. Getting ready for an open house, I try to be as intentional as possible with the things I do to prepare myself and to get ready for the open house. The reason for these open houses is why we do them as realtors is because we want to get the leads. It's not often that someone walks into the house and they buy that house that they walk into for the open house. It's a great lead generation for us. And if we can get as much contact information as we possibly can from these people who walk in, it's going to help us when it comes to follow up. And so one of the things I do to be intentional is I create these signs for the open house. And these are common signs that we see you can buy on Amazon. And one thing I do is I just put the name of the street on there. I don't put the address. I know that seems tough. Hey, CJ, how are they going to get to the house? How are they going to find the house? There's a reason for doing that. I also put my phone number up here. And the reason why I put my phone number is because they're going to call me and say, hey, I saw your sign for the Dancing Wolf open house. What's the address? How do I get there? And that's a perfect way for me to get their phone number. And people actually call. People will call if you have your phone number on there. I also print it out and just tape it on here. And the reason why I do that is because they make these for dry erase and it doesn't look nice. Handwriting, it's sometimes hard to read, especially mine. And so I found it to be much more effective to just print it out, tape it on here. I do the street name and I do just my phone number and they will call. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to drive to the store. We're going to grab the refreshments we need for the open house. I'm going to go grab balloons. One thing I like to do is I like to tie balloons to the signs so that way people know, hey, these signs are fresh. They're not old signs. There's an open house. These are freshly blown balloons and it's going to draw people to go to the open house. So come on, let's go. So right now we're on our way to HEB. We're going to buy some balloons for the signs. We're going to buy some refreshments, some cookies, gummy bears, chips for the kids, some champagne, water, just light refreshments so that way people feel welcomed, people feel like they're being taken care of. That's the point of doing all this. And so before we get to the house, what we're going to do is we're going to stop and put the signs on our way to the house so that way we don't have to leave the house to go and put the signs up. So we're just gonna knock that out on our way. So right now we're going to HEB. We're pulling up already refreshments, balloons, and on our way to the house we're gonna put the signs up. Well, we'll see you at the house. Current state, car full of balloons. Come on, let's go.
Hey guys, so my daddy is putting the sign up.
All right, so we went out, we put out all of our signs already. Like I said, I like to do that on the way to the property so that way I don't have to go and leave and go do it again. So we got those out. Now, one thing I do actually for all of my listings is I come to the property every other day just to check up on it, bring trash cans in, make sure there's no trash. And so before we get this open house going, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna just clean up all there's just trash on the floor here that just flies from the neighbors and whatnot. So I want this property, when people drive up, I want it to look pristine. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna just take care of all that trash. So it's really important important that this house looks as inviting as possible. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go turn on every single light in this house. We want for it to just feel welcoming, bright. I want everybody to see all the details of this house. So I'm gonna go turn on all the lights of this house. Something important to note is I also turn on the lamps. So another thing I do is I turn on all the TVs. So this one's turning on, the lights blinking, and we just want it to feel just as inviting as it possibly can. So same thing with downstairs. I turned on the TV, and what I have found to be very, very helpful is as parents walk in the house, you got the TV going in the background. It's very easy for kids to just take a seat on the couch. It gives their parents, it gives the adults some time to actually walk the house. We can talk. A lot of people come in without a realtor, without a lender, and so that gives me an opportunity to talk to them about the home buying process. It's a good way to get leads, and so we want to just make it as easy as possible for us to talk to these people. So turning on the TV, I turn on all the TVs in the house, is a huge thing that can actually help the kids just sit down. Also, one thing I forgot to add is I leave the door open. I open the door, and I leave the door wide open. Why? Let me show you why. It just feels so much more inviting when people are gonna walk into the house and they see that front door open. It's an invitation for them just to walk in, and that's exactly what I want. Let me show you what it looks like. So you're walking up to the property. Look at how inviting this looks. You come in, door's wide open. You know, just to walk in, and they walk in and they just take a look at the house. They kind of just do their thing here. You know, they walk in and you got everything set up here. TV's right there. Couch is right there. TV's right there, ready to go for the kids. I'm gonna walk you guys through my setup here. You know, we're gonna show the schools we got in the area for the different grade levels. Here I have a little bio about myself that I like to hand out as well, just so that way they can get to know me a little bit better. Here we got some chips. We have the neighborhood eats here, so it tells you exactly what's around this area, how many restaurants and the price points, all that good stuff as well. Can't have an open house without cookies, so here are the cookies, and here are some amenities as far as parks and golf courses, things around the area as well. Business cards, we got sign-in sheet, water, juice, and just things that are around here. So I found this to be very, 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 very helpful. When they walk in and they see these signs, they come straight to these signs and they start reading these signs. They see, they look at all the positive things that come with the property. In the back there, I have music going on my laptop, and right over here, I'm getting ready to set up the champagne. Usually I give a little bit of some champagne, just again, so we can have people feel welcome. I hope you enjoyed the journey of my open house and the things I do, but there are a few things I want to point out that are important when it comes to generating leads for an open house. One of them is going to be getting them to sign in. How do you get them to sign in without being so pushy? And this is a line that I like to use. I have that signing sheet, and the second they walk in, I greet myself. Hi, my name is CJ. How are you guys doing? I shake their hands. I learn their names, and then for the rest of that time that they're in that house, I'm gonna be calling them by their names. I invite them over to the kitchen. In the kitchen, that's where I have all the refreshments. I have the listing reports. I got the music going. Offer them a glass of champagne. And while they're there, I say, hey, do you mind signing in? My broker wants to have record of who came to this open house. And so a lot of times, almost every time, none of them have an issue signing in. And so they sign in and I got their information, and that's a great place. Next thing I do, I ask them what brought them here. How did they learn about the open house? Did they see it from my Zillow ads? Did they see it from realtor.com? Did they see the signs? What brought them in? Because I want to make sure that I'm doing that at my next open house. That's very important. We want to be doing what's bringing people in at our open houses. And so when they tell me I saw it on Zillow, I saw the signs, I know what I'm doing, my strategy is working. And so they'll tell me, the next thing I'll ask them, hey, are you working with anyone? You know, a lot of times people are going to say they're working with someone just because they want to be left alone. They see a realtor, they're like, I don't want this realtor to follow me. I don't want them to be all up in my business. And so I just ask them, a lot of times they're going to say they work with an agent, but most of the time they do not work with an agent. So I ask them that and I say, go ahead, feel free, look at the house. Let me know if you have any questions. All the doors are open. Act like it's your house. Open the closets, get to know the house, get to learn what's in the house and the things the house has to offer. And so they go up there and I stay downstairs and I let them roam around the house. Once they've been looking through that house for a good 7-10 minutes, I'll go find them in the house and I'll just ask them a few questions. Hey, what do you think about the house? What do you like about the house? What don't you like about the house? And I'm not trying to sell them on the house. I'm trying to sell them on the fact that I care. A lot of times they're not going to buy that house that they're walking into. So I'm not there trying to sell them on the house. And so I'll ask them questions. All that is conversation starters. So start the conversation there. You're going to learn a lot about them. You're going to learn about what they like. You're going to learn if mom and dad are on the same page. You're going to learn so much about them. And so you just speak into these things. A lot of times they're going to start talking to you about other houses they may have seen, things they didn't like. And so if they're not working with your agent, this is your time to shine. And you're going to figure out what it is they like, and you can speak into those pains. It's very important. Now, we don't want to be so pushy. We did as much as we can without being pushy to learn about these people who are walking into these open houses. And a lot of times as they're walking out, I just say thank you. I don't even tell them I'm going to call them, right? I don't want them to think I'm going to spam them or anything like that, but I let that go by and I wait, right? I usually have my open houses on Saturdays and Sundays, and I'll wait till about Wednesday, Thursday. I'll pick my phone up. I'll call the people who signed into that sheet, and I'll just ask them. And my conversation goes like this. Hi, this is CJ with our Texas Real Estate Group. I was the agent hosting that open house on Dancing Wolf. I just wanted to call, follow up, see what your thoughts were on that house. And usually they'll give me their thoughts. If they're not working with an agent, at this point, I've already sold them at the open house. And so they'll start unpacking things, and that's going to lead the conversation to see whether or not you can work with these people. And so sit down, listen to them. We want to do as least talking as possible when we're first introducing ourselves, when we do these follow-up calls. We want to ask open-ended questions. So we don't want to call and we don't want to ask, hey, did you like the house? Right? Yes, no. And then what do you do next? Right? Hey, just wanted to call and see what you thought about the house. Right? What were some of your favorite parts about the house? Did you end up going to go see other houses after this open house? Ask open-ended questions, and that's going to lead to conversations that you can have to potentially get them as clients. Well, that's all I have for today. And if you found any value in this video, I encourage you to subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button, hit the bell icon, and if there are any of these things that were mentioned that you're doing currently in your open house, comment it below so I can see what other agents are doing alike. And if there are things that weren't mentioned that you're doing on this video, go ahead, comment it to help other people grow. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you soon.